Journey to the Alicorn Land, Chapter 2. A new adventure begins. It has been one day since Sunny and her friends left Mirtan Bay for the long journey to Skyrolls. It was during the night when Hitch was piloting Midstream. Zip had given the others a basic training how to fly Midstream, if she was busy and couldn't fly it herself. While Hitch was sitting and flying, Sparky was sleeping in the back with the others. "How's the flying going, Hitch?" "Sonny, I thought you were asleep and it's going well so far. I woke up a moment ago and I thought to see how you're doing and if you needed company." Sonny sat next to him and she looked out of the window. She was still happy that they were going to Skyrolls and that she had admitted her feelings for Hitch. "It's a nice night," she said. "It sure is a nice night with the moon out. I think I'm going back to get some sleep." "Sleep well, Sonny." Sonny gave Hitch a kiss on the cheek and she left and went back to sleep. Hitch flew midstream for a little bit longer until he saw a small island in the ocean. He landed in midstream there and thought it was time for him to get some sleep too. The next day, both Sonny and Hitch prepared breakfast while the others just woke up. "Morning, everybody." "Morning, Sonny. You up early?" "Yes, we want to prepare breakfast." "Have we landed?" "Yes, I landed on a small rocky island last night," said Hitch. "All right, I will take the first flight after breakfast," said Zip. "Sounds like a good idea," said Sonny. While they were having breakfast together, an accident happened with Sonny spilled her juice when Hitch and Sonny worked together to clean up. Pip noticed something was different and she looked at him. "Something is off between you two. You can tell that?" "Yes, I can tell, but exactly what I can't tell." "It's clear they're dating. Aren't you, Sonny?" said Zip. The others looked so shocked at what Zip just said as she just took a sip from her juice. "That's Detective Zip for you." "How did you know that, Zip?" "I didn't know it, but I had a feeling how they acted together lately." "It's true. We are dating. We end up confessing to each other our feelings the day before we left." "I'm so happy for you both," said Misty. "Thanks, Misty," said Sonny. They continued the breakfast, but before they continued the trip, they decided to step out of midstream to stretch their legs and get some fresh air. They all enjoyed the fresh air around them. Zip did some inspection of midstream just in case, and she couldn't find anything damaged to it. After that, they decided it was time for them to continue their journey. Zip took the wheel and flew midstream. While she did that, the others took care of the dishes and some other chores. After they finished with it all, they all sat and small talked about what they thought they will find in Skyrolls. Hitch were playing in cards with Izzy and Misty. Sonny went to see the view and talk to Zip. "Is there any problem, Zip?" "No problem at all." "I'm surprised you can tell about me and Hitch. Knowing you two have been knowing each other for so long, it's only a natural thing, though," said Zip. "Still, I'm impressed of your detective skills have improved too." "Thanks. I'm just glad that you two, though, you have it at each other since you're clearly meant for each other." "Thanks, Zip. I know you will find some pony one day." "You know, who knows? I just hope that I don't have to be the next queen anytime soon, though." Zip made a laugh and Sonny laughed with her too. Both were enjoying the view together and continued the small talk. It wasn't until lunchtime when Misty took over after Zip so that she could eat lunch. Misty already had her lunch. since they had to make a deal to take turns. Sip went to the others to eat her lunch and sat next to her sister. "What's for lunch?" asked Sip. "I eat salad and some sandwiches for lunch. I know this is not much. It's fine by me. Are you good? You're a good cook, though." "Thanks. I appreciate it." Her dad was a good cook, too. I remember times when me and my grandma went there for a visit. "Those were good times," said Sonny. Hitch nodded and while enjoying his lunch with the others. Sparky had already had his lunch and was taking a nap. He had been up early and playing around, and he was tiring himself out. While they were enjoying the lunch, Sip took a copy of the map, looked at the copy of the map on her phone. She was trying to figure out a good spot to land when they would get there. But the map didn't really show exact spots on the land, only where they located. I'm a little sad that there wasn't any cities marked on the map. Perhaps the map wasn't exact when it was made. That, or the map was from some pony's memory, and the pony who wrote the book and made the map didn't place out any cities, may not have known of them. I think it could be, and at least we have a way to find land. "I guess you're all right about it," said Sip. "I'm curious what we'll find over there," she said. "I'm curious how they will react when they will show up, though," said Pip. "I would only guess they will be surprised since they haven't met any ponies from Equestria for centuries, unless they are regular ponies living there already." "We will know that soon when we arrive there," said Sip. After lunch, Sip chose to take a nap while the others were playing cards. It was a calm afternoon after all. After Sunny had finished playing with her, it was her time to take after Misty. "Hope you can handle it, Sunny." "I'm sure I can handle it well enough," said Sunny. Misty went back while Sunny took care of the control of Mirstream while looking out the window. All she could see was vast, empty ocean in all directions. She knows it's of only a few days left until they arrive to Skyrose. Sunny was hoping to meet other Alicorns, establish a friendship between Skyrose and Equestria. She remembers the stories that her dad used to tell her about Alicorns. "Dad, I promise that we will reestablish the friendship between Equestria and Skyrose." While she said that, it was like she could hear her dad's voice telling her that he was proud of her and that she will make it happen. She continued to take care of the flying, and a little later, Hitch went to see how she was handling all. "How is it going, Sonny?" "It's going well, actually. Need any help with anything?" "No, I'm good, but I wouldn't mind some company though. That's something I can do." Hitch sat down next to her, and both started small talking about their old childhood memories. "You remember the time when we tried to make chocolate cookies? Don't remind me of the bad time they turned out the total fiasco." "Well, it was fun in the beginning. Near the end, how it turned to cold instead." Sunny rolled her eyes and laughed while looking out the window. "Yes, it was a bad fiasco. I was looking forward to them, but they didn't turn out as I had hoped. I was scared that Dad would yell at us and ground me for weeks after that." "He didn't ground at you. Even he was worried when he saw that dark smoke from the kitchen. He was just glad that we were safe." "Yes, I'm even surprised that he even allowed us to do that when we were just only 10 years old. I did it sometimes with Grandma's Figgy," said Hitch. "She was just helping you more than though." "That's true, but even if our cookies turned to coal, at least it was fun making and all, although." "You're right about that, but I'm sure we can do it again at this time and not burning them." Hitch laughed, started laughing, and he nodded to Sunny, who smiled at him and laughed a little bit her too self. Both were enjoying each other's company, talked some more about their childhood memories. Towards the evening, when the sun was about to go down, I think it's a good idea to try to find something to land on, since we can't keep flying through the night though. Agree with you, said Sunny. But where do we land? I can't see any land anywhere though. They all looked at the windows and to see if they could find anywhere to land, even a small patch of land. After intense searching, as the sun was about to go down in the horizon, wait! I think I see something over there. Misty pointed to her left, and everybody turned their eyes, and sure enough, it was a small rocky island. It was big enough for the Mirrorstream to land on. Zip took care of the landing, and Mirrorstream had safely landed on the ground. Good thing you saw it, not on this rocky island, Misty. It was nothing, unless we're down now. Let's prepare for dinner. Both Misty and Zip made dinner while Hitch and Sunny sat at the table. Zip and Misty made soup for dinner. They were enjoying it while Hitch told some jokes which made all of them laugh. They were all having a good time together. After dinner, Sunny were at the front of Mirrorstream to look out when Hitch and Zip joined her. Is something the matter? No, I'm just looking at the rain. Looked at the rain. Sunny points at some dark clouds in the distance that she could see through the moonlight. It might be some rain during the night, said Hitch. Let's hope that it doesn't have this. I want this journey to take longer, said Sunny. I could always take the Mirrorstream and fly above the clouds. I don't think it's necessary to do that. I think it will pass. They continued to watch the clouds as they slowly crossing the sky. But soon they decided to get some sleep, and they all went to sleep after a long day. But they were not aware of the storm that was above them. In the morning, Hitch woke up a strong hit on the wall of the Mirrorstream. What in the world was that? What's the matter, Hitch? Sunny looked at him, half asleep, and wasn't aware of what just happened, as she saw him on the floor. Something hit the wall and made me fall to the floor. But before Sunny could either say or react to anything, another big bang and something hit the wall. And at this time, both Misty and Pip fell out on the floor, and both looked quite stunned of what happened. What is going on? Asked Misty. I don't know. I don't think you're under attack. They all ran to the front of Mirrorstream, and they saw there was a storm was running havoc outside, and there was high waves on the ocean. Buckle up, everybody. I'm getting us out of here, said Zip. They all buckled up their seats, and Zip quickly turned on Mirrorstream and took off, fast up in the air. The strong winds made Mirrorstream swing back and forward to the side, and it made it almost everybody on board seasick. Sunny, Zip was trying her best to get out of the storm. Eventually, she flew above the clouds, and they were all safe. Phew! I'm glad that's over now. I'm sorry, I didn't think the storm would be this bad, said Sunny. Sunny, it's not your fault. You couldn't have known. He's right, Sunny. You couldn't have known, said Pip. Sunny nodded, and they all looked out the window and saw the sun had gone up, and realized the clock was 9 a.m. Now that it's over, let's have breakfast ready now, said Misty. I will help you with that. I will take care of the flying and try to find somewhere to land, if I can find any, said Zip. Misty and Sunny prepared the breakfast soon they enjoyed, while Pip gave her sister her breakfast while she flew the Mirrorstream. After flying around for a while, Misty took over so Zip could take a nap. While she, while she did that, Sunny went to see Misty. It's a nice day despite this bad storm earlier. It was a bad storm. I haven't seen anything like it in such a long time, said Sunny. Doesn't this Maritime Bay get bad storms too? It happens, but not that bad. But let's hope it doesn't hit Maritime Bay while we are gone through. Misty nodded as soon as they saw a small island in the distance. It was big enough for them to land on and walk around. Sunny looked at Misty, who had agreed it was a good idea to land it to stretch their legs for a little while. Misty took Mirstream to the island. Even the landing made a slight thud, which woke up Zip in a panic, but quickly calmed down after learning what happened. I think it's a good idea. I can take a look on Mirstream to see if there's any damage from the storm. You can do that while we relax a little bit. How long do you think it'll take? Asked Pip. It's hard to tell. It could take in half an hour or less, I think, said Zip. Perhaps we can relax and swim in the ocean for a little bit, said Pip. You think that's a good idea? Asked Sunny. As long as we stay near the edge, then it would be safe. If you say so, said Sunny. They all stepped out the Mirstream and went to the edge to jump in the water, while Zip made a close inspection of the Mirstream. She wanted to be sure that there were any damage on it. That could affect it at some point and perhaps crash in the ocean. As they were swimming in the ocean, Hitch made sure to hold in Sparky, or he sat on the back of the girls. They were having a good time when suddenly Misty saw something in and inward. A shark is coming! Every pony freaked out, tried to swim as fast as they could back to the island. Sunny was left behind, and the shark approached, but it stopped and it surfaced. Turned out it wasn't a shark at all, but it was a dolphin. It wanted just to play with them. Hitch swam out to Sunny and he could talk to Dolphin. They were all happy to hear that it was just a dolphin and not an actual shark. They played with the dolphin and soon more dolphins appeared. They were just having a fun time, but soon the dolphins had to leave. After the dolphins had left, they went back to Midstream to dry off and get something to eat. They saw that Zip were finished looking at it. Did you find any damages, Zip? Asked Sunny. No damage at all. Luckily the waves it wasn't hard enough to leave a dent on the hull, just had it washed. How was it with the dolphins? It was amazing. You should have been there with us, said Pip. Perhaps another time, said Zip. They all went inside to have something to eat. They were all looking out at the ocean and wondered how far it was left until they reached Skyros. After they had something to eat, Hitch took control of the mirror to fly Mirstream, and they left a small island behind them. While they were flying, Zip, Sunny, and Pip were playing cards while Misty played with Sparky. Wonder what will happen next, said Sunny. Who knows, anything can happen. Let's hope that it won't be another bad storm at least before we reach Skyros. I agreed. That one storm one thing, but two, that's bad luck. Let's hope it doesn't happen again, said Sunny. That evening, Sunny and Pip made dinner together, and they all eat together except Zip, who was flying Mirstream while having her dinner. Before sleep, Pip was reading a romance novel, and Misty was reading a mystery novel, while Hitch and Sparky was already in a fast asleep. But Sunny was still awake. She went to talk to Zip for a little while. Hey Zip, want some company? Sure, I could use some company. I think the others are asleep. Only Hitch and Sparky are asleep, while both Misty and Pip are reading their books. I can tell that my sister is hooked on that romance novel series of hers. Zip rolled her eyes as she said that. Sunny laughed a little, and she sat down next to Sip. It was already dark outside, and the clock showed it was only 10 p.m. It was Sunny's turn to soon to take over after Sip. They had made plans to take turns in the middle of the night if they couldn't find land during the middle of the night. Sip was getting tired, and her eyes were so heavy after a long day. Sunny noticed that and poked on Sip's shoulder. "You should get some sleep, Sip." "Yes, I think I should do that." "I will take over for now." "Thanks, Sunny. Good night." "Good night, Sip." After Sip left, she went to her bed, and she was almost half asleep as she lay down on the bunk, and it didn't take long for her to fall asleep. Sunny flew the midstream for a little while, and she managed only to leave it to get something to drink. She flew the midstream around to 1 a.m. until it was Misty's turn to take over. "You look tired, Sunny." "Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired." "It's okay, it's my turn to take over." "Thanks. Good night." "Good night, Miss Sunny." Sunny went to her bunk in a silence so that she wouldn't have to wake the others up. She lay down in her bunk and she fell asleep pretty fast. For the next few days, they were all kept an eye open if they could see skyros any day now. But as far as they could see was still a vast ocean and nothing else, not even any more small islands. They were wondering if they were even flying in the right direction, or they had flown off course. But Sip was sure they were flying in the right direction according to the map. "Are you all doubting my skills in reading a map?" "Of course not, Sip. We're just wondering if we should see Skyrim soon." "If we don't see the land, perhaps we would have to turn around and go home instead." "That's something we should consider since we don't have enough food with us. Even if we ration the food, it will only last for a few days longer." "I would have to agree with them, too, Sunny. Perhaps we could go back to Merton Bay and get a boat instead." "I'm sure we're getting closer. Please, just hold on a little longer. That's all I ask for." The others looked at each other and agreed to at least give them some more time to see if they would reach Skyros before the next day. It was already been 4 days. They had should reached Skyros by now, but so far no Skyros in sight. Even Sunny started to have some doubts. If the map was correct, perhaps they had been flying in a wrong direction. But she wasn't giving up hope yet. She was willing to fly a little longer to see if they can get there. But eventually, around lunchtime, the others were having lunch. Misty steering the midstream. They were talking when they will reach Skyros. "Perhaps Skyros is no longer existing." "How do you mean with that, Pip?" asked Sunny. "We know natural disasters can make things vanish like an earthquake or volcano. Who knows if something like that and the whole thing sank in the ocean?" "Is that even possible, though?" asked Sid the Hedge. "It can be possible, but parts of Skyros can have sank in the ocean while other parts remain intact," said Sip. Sunny could even imagine if that could be the case, that Skyros could suffer from a natural disaster. But she thought that her friends could be right about it. But they made plan if they don't find Skyros by next day, they will turn around and go home. Even Sunny wanted to continue, but her friends was right, especially with limited supplies with them. "At least we'd agreed. If we don't find it by tomorrow morning, we turn around." "Agreed," said Sip. Even that evening, Sunny lay in her bunk and looked at the ceiling. She was both concerned and worried. They won't find Skyros. After they finished their dinner, each were flying midstream They noticed the wind outside had increased speed a little lately. Seems it might be another storm, but let's hope it won't be as bad as the last one, said Zip. Yes, but if it's a storm, I think you should take over flying then, Zip. No worries, I can do that, said Zip. The wind didn't stop though. It only increased its strength, and soon it started to rain. They all realized they had, in fact, entered another storm. Zip tried her best to keep Midstream steady in the weather. This weather is crazy, said Sunny. Yeah, let's hope we can get out of it soon too, said Pip. I think we may have to get out of it soon, said Misty. But the weather wasn't letting up. In fact, it was getting even worse. And there was a lot of lightnings within the storm. They were scared if something would happen to Midstream. But fortunately, it wasn't hit by the lightnings. But the wind was getting much for the Midstream to keep itself in air despite Zip's attempts. Suddenly, a very strong wind pushed Midstream and it went down. Zip tried her best to pull up, but it was pointless. It didn't work. They were scared to crash in the ocean. But then they saw land under them. Zip tried again and managed to pull up the Midstream, but was just in time. It was so close it will hit the ground, but instead it hit the ground and moved forward like a sled and stopped after hitting a hard tree. The impact got every pony on board hitting something hard and they were all unconscious. The light on board Midstream suddenly went off. Every pony was laying on the floor as the storm was still going on outside. They had no idea if the land they saw was Skyros or some other land. But they will find out soon when they wake up later.